Justifying factors. Customers that only have a California ID. Now, it's very important to educate the customer on their situation and for them to accept their situation before we actually close them. Simply because if they don't understand the situation that they have and they don't accept it, then it's going to be very difficult to accept the monthly payment or the initial payment that you're offering. Now, a customer that only has a California ID does not understand that a lot of companies have a restriction on IDs only. Matter of fact, they may feel that having a California ID is better than having a matricula or a foreign driver's license. But it's the contrary. Insurance companies will prefer to cover someone that does not have an ID, or at least not a California ID, but has a matricula versus someone that only has an ID only. Now, the reason is because someone that has a California ID should be able to obtain a California driver's license versus someone that doesn't have the option of getting a license. So it's your job to educate the customer that insurance companies have a restriction on someone that only has a California ID simply because you should be able to get your license. Matter of fact, you should motivate them, encourage them to get their California license so that their rate could be lower in the future. Matter of fact, that's one of the options that I offer when I'm closing someone that only has a California ID. I emphasize on the fact that, look, this could be temporary, just for 3 months, 6 months. It's really up to you. Get your license and you're going to qualify for something lower. So it's important to tell the customer that, number one, out of 70 different companies, only maybe 5 to 10 companies actually offer coverage for someone that only has a California ID, simply because you should have a California license at this point. So you're going to tell them that the rate is based on one of these companies that are going to accept them, that are going to offer coverage, and in case something happens, they're going to offer the coverages that they're actually purchasing today. So you're going to tell them that there's companies that offer coverage for someone that does not have a California license, technically just a foreign ID. There's companies that offer coverage for someone like them with a California ID only. And there's companies, of course, every company offers coverage for anyone that has a California license. And also you can tell them that there's even companies that do not offer coverage for someone that has a suspended license or multiple violations. So you really got to educate them on the type of driver and the status of their license so that they could actually understand that the rates are based on their situation, not simply based on other factors, simply on them having a license, them not having a license, and most importantly, that your job, your goal is to make sure to choose a company that's going to accept them, a company that's going to give them the coverage in case something happens.